So hello and welcome to the second live writing session here on YouTube. Glad you could make it. Got two people. That's good. What's new? Oh, sorry, things are popping up all over the place here. I don't care. YouTube's just trying to teach us how to be a YouTuber, and I'm not really interested. So yeah, there we are. I think we're ready, aren't we? Yeah. So as you can see, I don't know if you were here last week for the first writing session, but I got rid of the blanket behind us. Just thought I'll stick with a white background. Bit of my son's artwork there. You might be able to see that. So it's the same thing that we did last week, creating this space to come along and create, really. And I know it's called the Worldwide Writers Club, and I said this last week, but you don't have to write. You can do whatever you want. So you can draw, you can paint, you can sculpt, you can do absolutely anything. But I write. So the prompt this week, all right, is, I don't know if you can, I never know which way to point. It's backwards, isn't it? I hope that isn't backwards to you, because it looks backwards to me. So this is our prompt. All right, so every great story starts with, and you can do with that what you will. All right, so that's the prompt. So get your pen, your laptop, whatever you write with. So last week I chose to use pad and pen, which, did the job. But this week I'm going to try something new. So I've got this, I mentioned it last week. I don't know if you were here, if you remember, I was on about the free write. So this is it. You can't do anything on it other than write. So I'm going to give this a go. I haven't got the music that I played last week. I had some funky background music that was a bit distracting to me. But I was trying to put music over the live stream for when we actually writing and creating. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So it's just going to be a bit of ASMR, or whatever you call it. ASMR? AMSR? I don't know. Put it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. So you'll just hear me clickety-clacking on this. You can mute it if you want. You can play your own music. Put your headphones in, play your own music instead of listening to me bang on about silly stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be writing on. What else? I think that's probably it. So yeah, that's the prompt. So you can do whatever you want to do with it. Like I said last week, I usually go for my first line to be that, but you don't have to. Someone could say it, it could be wrote in a letter that someone receives. So I think I'm going to spend 10 minutes just planning on where this is going to go, my story. So that's why I've got the pad and pen. Just a rough draft. I tried to do the whole just run with it last week, and it was okay. I know I said that I was going to do a readout, wasn't I, on Sunday. Apologies for that. I've been full of cold. So if you hear me sniffing and coughing and sneezing, I do apologise. But that's why I didn't do the readout, because it would have just been me sweating, coughing up loads of gunk. And it wouldn't have made for a very good video, I don't think. So, yeah. So without further ado, let's grab yourself a coffee, water, tea, whatever you want. I've got coffee again. Hopefully this week it won't go cold, but it probably will. So let's start, shall we? So I don't know if you want to hear me talking all the way through. Let us know in the comments. I'm not a very interesting guy. So, do you want to hear what I read last week? What I wrote last week in this session, rather than do a Sunday readout, because obviously we're one behind, aren't we? So I could do that. It's up to you. Let us know in the comments. I can read it out at the end if you want what I wrote last week. Or I can read it out now before we start. Give you a bit of a, getting into the zone, so to speak. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to rough draft it in the pad. And if you can hear a funny noise in the background, mind, it's the dishwasher. Just to let you know, I'm in my YouTube studio / the dining room, which is right next to the kitchen. So, yeah, hopefully, set your story in the kitchen and you've got it, haven't you? So, every great story starts with the sound of a dishwasher. There you go. You're on your way to a bestseller. All right. But yeah, just put in the comments, obviously, anything you want to know about the channel. It's obviously quite new. It's only our second writing session. Where you're from? It's a worldwide writers club. So it'd be great if there's people outside of the UK. Great that there's people in the UK as well joining. But yeah, so what time are we on? And if you see us looking up there, I'm also recording this on my phone. So it's just easier. I did a recap. I don't know if you saw that. So I took the live session down and I cut out that lovely music. And what's this? Marianne, read yours at the end, please. The one from last week, I'm guessing that is. And then I'll do a Sunday readout for the one I write this week. How's that? That sound like a deal? Okay, yeah. I'll read it out. Pressure. What was I saying there? Oh, yeah. So I'm filming it on my phone up here. And it's just easier to cut and put it on as a normal video so that other people who can't get to the live stream can just go there and watch it. All right. And then I've just put little snippets in there, set a timer for however long you want. And there you go. All right then. So, shall we start? That's what I was going to do. I was going to look at the time. I have to use my computer because I haven't got my watch on. It's charging up. Okay, so it's 10 past. Yeah. So I'm going to spend about 10 minutes planning what I'm going to write. And maybe half an hour writing. And you can hear me clickety-clacking on my free write. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. Just to let you know. Okay. Didn't get this sent free, because I've got loads of subscribers, 8 or 9, I think it is. But thanks for subscribing if you subscribe. But one day, maybe they might send us something free, right? So yeah, let's have a look. So every great story starts with So everyone kind of starts differently, don't they? You can mute me if you want, by the way, if you're writing your little from the prompt. But I think I'm going to think aloud why I do this, just so you know, maybe if you're a beginner and you don't really know how to come up with a concept for a story, you can hear me ramble on about how I do it and might give you some ideas. Or you might think, Steve, that will never happen. Sorry, I didn't even mention that. My name's Steve. As you can tell, I'm very new to this. So, yes, and I host this channel. So, yes. So, I'll think aloud while I go through it, and you might pick up some tips. You might think, how do you get a story from doing that? I don't know. But yeah, everyone gets inspiration from everywhere, don't they? So Every great story starts with. Every great story starts with. So you could have a few things. Pause it, by the way, if you don't want me to mute it, even if you don't want me to interrupt your train of thought, because I'm going to just mention a few places that you could go here. All right, I'll do it in 3, 2, 1. Muted. So you could go with anything, couldn't you? So every great story starts with a first line, a problem. Could have a problem. What else could you have? An object. You could have an object or a place. Obviously, every story's got the good guy and the bad guy, hasn't it? Well, not every story, but protagonist and the antagonist. And usually it's something happens or somebody wants something. That's kind of, they say there's only 7 stories. I don't know if you've heard of that before. And every single story is just like a mishmash of all these 7 stories. So like rags to riches, riches to rags. The hero story goes on a quest, has to do something to get to the princess, and and obviously you can write whatever you want. So you can write, it could be a romance. So every great story starts with a first kiss. How's that? Yeah. There you go, Jackie Collins. Put that in your bestseller. Milton Boone, I don't know. I don't read a lot of romance. Every great story starts with, so you could have a horror. Every great story starts with an abandoned house. I don't know, I'm just picking things out the air here. Me, personally, I tend to write things about unsung heroes, redemption, revenge. Usually in a lot of my stories, there's only one or two characters. I don't have a great deal of characters. Quiet reads, I would say, which I'll get to at the end when I read mine out. Yeah, so there's a whole host of ways you can go with this. If you're drawing, painting, maybe you are, I don't know. You could paint an open book with the prompt on. Obviously, I'm not an artist, so yeah. So this is where my brain goes. So usually a good thing as well is what if, is to ask what if. So every great story starts with, I might pick the problem. All right. So we've got, I should have been writing all that down actually, what I said, shouldn't I? So we've got problem, an object, a place. Great story starts with a hook. Yeah, like a fisherman. No. So you've heard this, no doubt, somewhere along the line, that your opening has to be a banger because you want the reader to continue reading. Yeah, you want them to say, oh, what happens next? So I think that's where I'm going to go with mine. Every great story starts with a hook. Let's have a look. And then you have to figure out, this is what I think, where my mind goes, is the main character going to be telling the story? Or is it going to be in third person? So someone looking in, the reader, looking in on that world that you've created, and they're watching this play out. So I think I'm going to do it in third person. How's that? I don't know why. Obviously, yeah, I feel the need to ask you all. So yeah, Third person, let's do that. Scribble that down. Genre. So we've got every great story starts with a hook. And you could change it. It doesn't have to be exactly that. All right, so you could mix it up a bit. Every great story I've read starts with, or every great story I've read always contains. You know, you can do with it what you will. It's not like concrete or anything. You're not getting marked on it, are you? Yet. But no, it seems no. So it's going to be in third person. Let me wait. So it starts with a hook. So I always go to life circumstances. I said this last week. But maybe this will expand as I start typing. Not sure. Might not. I might just write the prompt and then leave it at that. I don't know. If you can hear me kids in the background, they're just in the other room. So, yeah. I apologise for that. But I'm probably going to go from there. So now I'm thinking I need some kind of problem to arise, or who it's about. I think I'm just going to have to start writing. That's what I'm thinking at the minute, and see where it goes. Now I've got a few things, a few ideas. Maybe I should let you pick the genre. But you might pick romance, and I wouldn't know where to start, I don't think. Because as you know, I'm not a professional writer. I just write for fun, as to many people. Right, I think I know where I'm going. I've literally just wrote down what we were talking about there, if you want to say. Don't know if you can say that. It's literally not much at all. Yeah. See where it goes. So, get a little free write. So this is pretty cool. Like I say, all you can do is write on it. And I'm a slow typer, so a two-finger kind of guy. Right, so I'll do a video on this actually. Maybe that's the way forward. I won't explain what it is right now. You know that it's a distraction-free writing tool, and might do another video on it just to show you what it does. So you can mute that if you want. Or should I try and turn the microphone down? Or should I leave it? Nah, I'm just going to leave it. Just put in the comments if this gets on your nerves. and then next week I can either play some music or figure out how to play music over the top. Yeah, let us know, all 5 people. Yeah, that's the only thing about this. So sometimes you think you've clicked caps lock off, but you haven't. And then when you look, it's all in capitals, like it's shouting at you. Okay. Also, I tried to fix the lighting in this session from last week. The camera's still a bit shaky because it's on the table. Still using the good old webcam. Yeah. But yeah, I've got a little light over there because when I reviewed the footage last time, it got a bit dark towards the end, so I've just got a little light. Hopefully that's better than it was. Right then. Wait 1 second. I'm going to sneeze. Very professional, I know, isn't it? Daily. Sorry about that. I'll edit that bit out. Okay. Right. Bloody germs, eh? So. I'm doing it again, it's shouting at us. Ugh. Here's a question for you. Names of characters. How'd you come up with names of characters? I've just picked one there. So I've gone for Eric Peterson. Very generic, isn't it? But that just popped into my head. But how do you do it? Do you just like that, just pick one and it sticks? Or do you really think about it? Sometimes I have been known to just really play around with names. I know, is it Stanley? Marvel. not DC, was he? Marvel. I know he has all the alliteration, doesn't he? So like Peter Parker, Bruce Banner, like they all. That's a pretty cool thing to do. But see, if I did that now, people would think I was copying them, wouldn't they? So, a nod to Stan Lee. Yeah. Oh, dear me, it's just having a hissy fit now. There we go. I'm not feeling this when I'm writing. Sometimes that happens, doesn't it? And you think, just scrap it. But I'm going to keep on pushing forward with it. I don't know. But, this is the thing about just writing, what's that? Oh, go to the graveyard for ideas. Okay. Names, I'm assuming that is. Yeah, unless you're a gravedigger. Yeah, good shout. Yeah. Why not? At night, do you go around the graveyard looking for names for the people in your stories with a torch? No? Guess it's through the day, is it? Yeah. I hope it's through the day. Oh, I don't know where this is going. I think I just need another couple of lines before. Okay. Not cold yet. I'm nearly finished it, so good stuff. This is going to sound weird, but I think I might be thinking about it too much, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm just looking there because the sun's gone in. And by the conservatory, the sun's gone in and it went really dark in this room, but I think it's still okay, isn't it, without little light? Yeah, I think it's probably all right. You can still see us, can't you? You know. I'm not writing anything there about the story. It's just something that I need to remember to tell my wife. So it just popped into my head. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to pause this, mute it even, because I think I'm going to have a coughing fit. There we go. See how I'm struggling through this for you all. You know, dying of man flu, but still pushing on, you know, just for your entertainment. I hope you appreciate this. Man flu. It's what I should have wrote. Every great story starts with someone suffering from man flu. It doesn't though, does it? Sorry, 1 second. Just turned that light a little bit. Have I turned it the wrong way? I don't know. Blinded by the light. Just like Manfred Mann said. Ugh. at the time. Oh, geez. I didn't actually realise that much time had gone past. Okay, so we've nearly been at it. Well, 45 minutes, haven't we? I haven't been writing for 45 minutes. Half an hour or something. So, yeah. I honestly don't know where this is going. I feel like I'm just... It's almost like I'm walking on a bridge. Check this out. Walking on a bridge, but the next stone isn't there until I put my foot on it. Does that make sense? Like I'm nearly falling off the edge because I'm running out of ideas of where the story's going. But yeah, I'm like right on the edge of like just blankness. There you go. There's a great metaphor there, isn't there? You can have that one for free. Right then. So, do you want to know what it's about and what I was going for? Yeah, I mean, I could just read it on Sunday, couldn't I? Not that there's much to read, really, because I started and stopped. I hope yous are doing better than me. But this is the thing, isn't it, with this kind of prompt? So, well, not this kind of prompt, but this kind of exercise. Sometimes you hear a prompt and your brain just goes, bang, millions of ideas. You know exactly where it's going to go. And then sometimes you get a prompt and you're like, not really feeling this one. But I suppose it's all learning, all fun, isn't it? All using your imagination. Like I said last week, better than just sat on the sofa doom scrolling. So, yeah. I'm going to cough again. Hopefully next week. Sorry about that. Blew your eardrums out if you've got earphones in. Hopefully next week I'll be over this cold and be in a better place. Mentally as well. Because when you're ill, you're probably not firing on all four cylinders. I don't know if that's even a thing. 4 cylinders. All pistons. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, what time was it? 10 to, was it? Yeah, 10 to. Shall we have another 5 minutes? Right, in 5-10 minutes till 8 o'clock. And then I'll read out what I read last week. I still haven't got that email sorted out that I was going to do so that you can submit your writing to me and I can read them out on the Sunday if you wanted to. No pressure. But, and then obviously they don't even have to be polished. You know, I think it was a Stephen King who said he wouldn't let his worst enemy read his first draft. And that's kind of what I'm expecting you to do. So you can polish it up a little bit if you want before you send me it. Or you can just send me it. I'm just going to read mine out as is. It looks like I've got like a white glove on, doesn't it? Sorry. Yeah. So I'm just going to read mine out as is. All the mistakes and inconsistencies in there. Because obviously it was just for this. It wasn't for any kind of professional. I wasn't going to send it off to a publisher or anything like that. Maybe one day. But yeah, for now, shall we give it another 10 minutes of writing? And then I'll read mine out and we'll wrap it up. Yeah. And maybe these will get longer, these live sessions. I don't know. I was thinking about actually knocking the time back to about past, just so I can get the kids sorted out on a Wednesday. My wife works on a Wednesday, so they're my problem. So I thought if I knocked it back till 7:30, it'll just give us a bit of extra trying to get sorted, and then we could maybe write for a bit longer. But it is only the second session. I get that. We'll see how things play out. Yeah. Let's have another 10 minutes at it and then we'll go from there. All right. So this that I'm writing here, it's at that point where it needs to take a turn because it's just rambling. As you'll see on Sunday when I read it out. Do you ever start writing a story and then you get so far through and you think, hold on, this is just X? And you're rewriting a movie that you saw 6 years ago or something, you know. Works the other way as well, doesn't it? I don't know if that's ever happened to you, where you come up with a great story idea and you're really excited about it. And 2 weeks later, you see a trailer for a movie that's on the cinema and you think, that was my story idea. You know. But yeah, I've just thought that might happen here, but we'll see. Couple of minutes. Excuse me again. I think I'm going to sneeze. There won't be any of this next week, mind me disappearing and then coming back and disappearing again, okay? It's just this cold. I apologise again. Right. Dear me. Imagine this if this happened in movies. The main character just kept running away, you know, upset. There we go. I'm going to stop it there. Sorry, it's still shaky, isn't it, this? I'll fix it, though, next week. Got the lighting sorted. Next week, I'll fix the shakiness. You know, the week after that, I'll write a masterpiece. I don't know. Right then. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I struggled with that one, but maybe me concentration wasn't fully there. But yeah, I've got a kind of an idea where it was going. But yeah, well, sunlight. Yeah, hope you's had more success with that. Like I said, this week I shall get the email sorted so you can submit your stories if you want to. And then on the Sunday, you never know, you might get a shout out. Marianne can listen to it in the graveyard and what have you when she's walking around looking for names. Stop waving that around. Did that a lot last week. Yeah, so do you want me to read out what I wrote last week? Sorry. And then we shall call it a night. All right. Yeah. Okay, then. Let me just turn this off. Good thing about this as well, you just turn it off. Oh, sorry, sun in the eyes. We're not used to that brightness in the northeast. So yeah, the good thing about this is once you turn it off, it just saves your work. And when you turn it back on, it just starts from where you left off. I'll put that over there. I don't know. Here we go. So let's see. I hope this is this the right pad? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Ah, yes, yeah. So go canny on me here, you mind, because yeah, I'm not used to sharing things online that I've wrote. So the prompt last week, just to remind you, was every journey starts with a single step, but. So that was the prompt last week. And this is what I wrote. Very nervous about this. All right. Get me reading voice on. They say every journey starts with a single step, but in which direction? Some people are born for great things. Others never seem to get a day's rest until the day they roll over and they die. Is it a matter of circumstance, timing, luck, or something else entirely, like the direction of the first step you take? Mark Paleson, don't know where that came from, Mark Paleson. Definitely not the graveyard. So anyway, Mark Paleson was one of those souls who, from a young age, had always been told that he was going to achieve great things, but it just wasn't in the cards. When Mark was just a boy, he had a talent for football. Grown up, he never really had much but a football. Well, he never really had much, but a football was one of those things that his parents could afford. He understood that his parents had to work hard and sometimes go without to give him things. And a football was one of his prized possessions. It's very rough, as you can tell. He would spend all of his time playing in the street, kicking it off the wall, or playing with the other kids. Everyone told Mark that he had a real chance to become professional. His parents told him, his friends told him, and even his teachers. But, as I said before, it wasn't meant to be. One day, while playing down the woods with his friends, they climbed a tree to hang a rope. They thought it was secure, and Mark decided to test it. Well, it wasn't very secure at all, and Mark broke his leg. One decision caused his dreams of becoming a pro football player to perish. He spent 6 weeks in the hospital that summer, and he had a slight limp for the rest of his life. Although Mark never got another shot at the big time for the rest of his life, he strived and dreamed of making it big. After school, he went on to work at a local garage. He was a hard worker and was a fast learner. His boss, John Graham, actually, I don't know who that is. John liked Mark a lot and found out quickly that Mark was an employee that he could rely on. John raced cars down at the local track, and one weekend when he was down a mechanic, he'd asked Mark if he would step in. Mark agreed, of course, not because he was passionate about racing, but because he needed the extra cash for his next dream. This time, because he was old enough, he wanted to travel. Where to? everywhere. That's as far as I got. There's no dialogue, so I'm going to rip this apart for you. Sometimes when you write things, obviously they seem quite good in the moment, don't they? You think, oh, that's all right. And then when you wait a week, you read them back and you think, that was terrible. It's not my finest work. Yeah, nothing much happening. I did struggle towards, as I got into that. I liked the start. The start was quite good, I felt, about life circumstances and what have you, asking those questions. But yeah, so that's that. But it was very rough. Took us, 20 minutes or something? Half an hour, was it last week? Half an hour to write that. Hopefully this week's will be better than that one, because I was very nervous last week as well, being on camera. Wasn't so nervous this time. Got a little bit better. But it still might be terrible. That sun is just killing me. Sorry. I've done nothing but complain ever this session. So yeah, hopefully on Sunday when I read this one out, you might think that's better than the other one. But it's all learning and just fun. See where you go with things. Yeah, I've left this one on a bit of a cliffhanger. So yeah, I'm not going to dabble with it or anything like that. I'm just going to leave it because I want it to be rough and a bit all over the place. Just for the people who are beginning, you might start writing and you think that's terrible. And I want to show you that, because obviously these are first drafts where you would write them, wouldn't you? Awful stuff. You'd write them like that. And then you'd pick pieces out, you'd put pieces in when you were editing the whole thing. And then you'd polish it and you'd make it great and amazing. Or you'd scrap the idea completely and you'd think, I'm never writing again. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You just got to persevere, and practice makes perfect, so they say, don't they? So, yeah, and obviously Stephen King and J.K. Rowling, they didn't just get a prompt and someone say, right, you've got an hour, go. And then they produced, 8 volumes of Harry Potter or Misery or The Shining. They sat down for months, didn't they? Weeks and months, probably years, J.K. Rowling. But yeah, so that's why I'm not going to, when I read them out, I'm just going to leave them as they are, just for the people who might struggle, just to encourage them to say, look, I don't produce great stuff, and then what I might do, I could read it out, couldn't I? And then I could return to it. I could polish it up, edit it, and then show you what it looks like in a couple of weeks. Could do that. That might spur you on a little bit. But yeah, thank you for attending. That's fun. Really enjoyed it again. Hope you have. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You have to say that, don't you? God. But yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbours, tell the milkman, tell the people in the graveyard, Marianne. All right. But yeah, that's it. I'll get that email up and running. I'll put a thing on Instagram, TikTok, what have you, when I've done that. And I shall see you next week. Okay then. Thanks for attending the Worldwide Writers Club. I'm Steve Chaplin. And you've been great. Keep writing. Bye-bye. Bye.